Hello and welcome to day 5 of our LEGO Power Functions camp. Today we are building a double motor vehicle, just like the one in the picture right here. So, unlike the other day 3, when we made our single motor car, which was only able to go forward and backwards, a double motor vehicle will now have the ability to steer. The reason why a single motor car was not able to steer, even though cars in the real world only have one engine, is because we have humans that sit in the car that can move the steering wheel. In order to do it autonomously or do it using a remote control, you need to have a motor control the steering wheel. So we have to have two separate motors, one for steering and one for driving forward and backwards. So it kind of talks about this, why you need two motors for steering. The easier version of doing a two-motor vehicle is similar to the last day that we did, day 4, which had a motor controlling each side of the vehicle. This is how a tank is set up. If you think about a tank in the military driving, it's got tank treads on one side, tank treads on the other, and they move independently of one another. So one can be going forward, the other can be going backwards, and it can turn in place. This is an easier way to do a vehicle that's able to move, is just have a motor on each side controlling wheels independent of each other. So part 1 is to build and test the different power function cars. You can do this one if you want. I would recommend building this one and testing it. And the reason why it says cars is just we want to make sure that we're able to replicate whatever testing we do again and again with each different variation or each different build. So, come up with something like how fast did it go? Does it drive in a straight line? Can it go up a slope? Everything like that. So test it out, build it. Here are the building instructions for today's build. Unfortunately, I was missing a couple parts and pieces that I had to give out because other campers had broken parts. So I'm not able to do a building tutorial video. But I did add some extra detail into the instructions, so showing you like how to rubber band your motor to the battery pack so it doesn't slip out, and just hopefully you guys will be able to follow that and be able to do today's build. The easier challenge is to do a tank vehicle. So I didn't provide any building instructions because we did one on day 4, so you can go back to the drawbot, look at how that one was done, and maybe you could modify it so that it would move faster. Here's a version that another ASU camper did the previous time we did this camp, so you can check out her video here on her tank style car. It was pretty awesome. And then similar to our second day of camp, a very hard challenge would be to add a different steering capability. So you could try to redesign today's build. So you'll notice when you guys build it, we have the motor sticking perpendicular to the steering mechanism. Here it uses this worm gear, so maybe you could try to where it's sticking vertical, so we don't have to use that worm gear and that perpendicular transfer of rotation. So I don't know, you could try something like this, see what happens. Is it easier? Is it harder to steer? And these are the same videos from day 2, but you could use these for inspiration on other types of steering mechanisms. All right, that's it for today. I hope that you guys are successful in building your 2-motor vehicle.